Pete Dog, you got to unmute that mic. You got your mic muted on your side, so you can't even talk.
Yeah, there we go. I tried to unmute because I didn't know where you sent that. That's fire.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's fire.
I thought it was dope, like the AI part and all of that. Joey was killing it.
Yeah.
I got to tighten it up. I got Joker doing the I had Joker doing the hosting part, you know what I mean? Like the original the host voice, Rip Rider, blah 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 blah, right? So I
Yeah.
had him fix it and stuff, but it's really dope to me. I thought it was fun and interesting.
Yeah, it definitely is.
Everybody pouring up in this thing. Who all at the lunch table?
Speaking of pouring up, damn it.
You need to go get it. We got a couple seconds. Shout out to Girl Six.
I take better care of myself.
Shout out to Anthony Jackson. I'm glad you were able to tune in live. Shout out to Girl Six. I'm glad you made it on time. Welcome. Elmatic Tree, what's up, homie? We up in this thing. We broadcasting to Twitter, live, YouTube, Facebook, cuz all that at the same time. At the same damn time. Sending some links out. This conversation is like uber important if you enjoy good food. I want to say just in the culture, but I think if you enjoy good food, this conversation is important. And it's time we have it out. Pete, you a white man, so I am so sick and tired of you Negroes who keep assuming that you are supposed to season a grit. I'm devastated. I don't quite know what to say for y'all.
This is similar. There's a thing, I don't know if it's a Miami thing or if it's a Caribbean thing that found its way to Miami, but mangoes are big in this part of the country and the world.
Yeah.
So I become aware several years back that it's a thing to have like mangoes with like just regular pepper and like lemon juice and stuff on the mango, which is not too dissimilar. You know, they have the same thing kind of like in LA. People, Mexicans put, cut
the fruit up.
Complementary applications. You don't cut up watermelon and pineapple and mangoes and put sugar on them because there's already sugar aplenty. You put other complementary things on them.
Yes, it's called tahim in LA. You cut up the pineapples, all the mangoes and watermelons, and you put tahim on them, right? Because that's a fruit. Well, it's the same thing there. Welcome to No Ceilings Live, the lunch hour. Shout out to everybody at the lunch table in the comments going crazy. We appreciate y'all being here. Click that thumbs up button. Let everybody know you here. Let everybody know you here when you click that thumbs up button. After that, I want you to go in the description, click the No Ceilings link, subscribe to the No Ceilings podcast on Apple Podcasts, iHeart Podcasts, or anywhere you get your podcasts. Again, No Ceilings podcast, executive produced by Charlemagne the God, the Black Effect Network, and iHeart. Welcome. Shout out to everybody at the lunch table doing their thing. I'm glad y'all here. I need y'all in on this conversation. This is an integral conversation to have. We need to get this together in the culture.
What's happening?
It's the deal. We need to have this together in the culture. I brought my brother Joey Westside to get in on this conversation because it's such a cultural conversation.
Don't sell me out, Joey. I swear to God.
Man, you know what's crazy? We can talk. I just seen the title, so I start laughing like niggas is hungry. What's happening?
No, this is an important issue.
So you strategically chose him instead of Trap to stack the deck. I get you.
No. He was off work.
Oh yeah, of course. That's how.
And my job,
all the days.
Yeah, I promised I would market him. So this is me every time.
So this specific day, not any other day, but
any other day. Most of the time he's working. He couldn't even. He usually at the lunch table with everybody, banging on the table.
That's true. That's true. That is true.
So I'm glad he's here now for this important conversation. This is a cultural issue, and it's come to me that it's an emergency.
It's urgent.
It's urgent. You cannot season a grit. A grit is a cereal. Grits are cereal. They're hot cereal. When you go to the store, they're in the cereal department.
Right.
They're next to oatmeals.
They're in the row crop department.
No. They're next to cereal.
Grits is in the hot cereal aisle?
That's because all the row crops are in one aisle.
No, they have other stuff. He's not. That's
no. What other row crop is there that's in that? That's elsewhere. No, it's all in the same aisle.
Grits are a cereal. They are porridge. You don't add salt and pepper to Cheerios. You don't add salt and pepper to oatmeal.
Do the texture change that?
Salt and pepper.
A texture thing?
It's not what is
not
texture?
The same plant. You don't
add salt and pepper to corn puffs.
So where do you originally, like, just I would say, like, since I was a kid, I was always a sugar nigga for sure. I was sugar on grits.
I'm not even a sugar person though, Joey. But when I eat cereal usually are sweetened. I've never put salt and pepper on my Cheerios or on my corn puffs or on my oatmeal. Like, don't get me wrong, you cook it on my cream of wheat.
Right. I never thought to put like salt and pepper on my malto meal or cream of wheat. And I'm a malto meal nigga over cream of wheat, by the way. But
I've never seasoned my malto meal.
Yeah. So what's the what it?
There is no other case usage for adding sugar to hominy in all of cooking in this world.
Not disagreeing as far as hominy.
That's what grits are.
Yes, but the way there's other times also where you don't use sugar on wheat as well.
Typically, most like a basic like sandwich, most common sandwich, peanut butter or jelly. Jelly's sugar.
That's not a common.
That's the most common sandwich is peanut butter and jelly.
No, it's not.
Every other type of sandwich distributed. It's not a majority. It's a plurality.
So what do you think about caramel corn? Smart ass.
Caramel corn's a candy.
Caramel corn. What are you talking about? It's a candy.
Caramel corn? Yeah, it's a candy. Okay, regular popcorn. What do you put on regular popcorn? Salt and pepper and butter. Salt and butter, rather. Salt and
hot sauce.
Hot sauce.
Yep, that's something else they do. People put sugar on their popcorn too, though. I've met people that do that weird stuff. I don't like that.
That's never been my thing, though.
Yeah, those are sick, disgusting perverts.
Yeah, salt and butter is enough.
So we all in agreement at the lunch table.
That sugar does not belong on grits.
Sugar goes on grits.
No, it's not going on grits.
I think originally, I think it was made for sugar to go on grits. If I'm
it's
just
a
being
cereal.
Totally
it's a warm. It's a hot cereal.
Totally honest. Like, I think it, when people think of, but see, we in a different time now. You got fucking grits and shrimp. So when niggas start making shrimp grits or grits and shrimp,
that's just weird.
That's a thing, though.
But that's like a slave thing. Like when you come from like a plantation and you just mixing, it's sustenance.
That's a Southern thing, though, right? Because we didn't do that.
They really still close kind of to like that.
I don't think shrimp and grits is a slave thing.
It's definitely a slave thing.
I don't think shrimp was a slave thing.
No. So now they just start, when they finally got the little bit left of the shrimp, they just threw it in the grits. They just mixed it all up.
A little bit of discarded shrimp.
Yeah, it's not flavorful.
I don't think that shrimp made it over there.
Not flavorful. It's not flavorful, bro.
So you saying, Glasses, that like you could, just because it's a cereal,
you sweeten all cereals.
But so it's more like that's just how it goes. Right? So if you was to put some salt and pepper on your grits and it tastes good, It's like, no, nigga, because that's just not right. That ain't what you do to that. So I'm not doing that, even if it's good.
Shout out to Polly Rob. As someone being from hip hop culture, the record player was not supposed to be scratching the records, but we made it a thing. Salt and butter on grits is the same concept. It is very much a hip hop thing to do.
No, I think that's the baseline thing to do.
No, that's not the baseline.
I don't
No,
think
why
that-
would you
I don't-
I wouldn't
season
say
a
it's the
grit?
baseline. I wouldn't say. So
Baseline?
Pete.
Should be
Pete,
okay.
growing up, you never
At the
put
time,
sugar
sugar
on
was
grits.
more expensive.
So Pete, you grew up putting salt and pepper on your grits at all times.
We didn't have grits where no one in my family was
Where
from the
they
South.
been?
The only people who had grits in my family were from the South was my slut grandma's family. But by the time I was old enough to stay over there, she didn't cook.
Yo,
But
what?
she talked to my slut grandma. So she talked about when she was growing up in Georgia with my slut great grandma that she would make grits. They had fried grits.
This nigga crazy than a motherfucker, bro.
So like, we've already been through this. So
Tell
like,
Joey. Just tell Joey.
I have a slut grandma, and her mother is also a slut great grandma. So but they're from St. Augustine, Florida, and some town in Georgia was Fitzgerald, Georgia, out in the country. So like they talk about fried grits and shit like that from my great grandma would make, my slut great grandma would make.
How they become like they sluts? What makes them sluts?
The sexual behavior, probably, I would have to assume.
So you're aware they history. It's like they just got slut history.
Yeah, we're not gonna we're gonna keep this on topic. I don't care. We could do that. It doesn't bother me.
Okay, we ain't got to do that. We ain't got to do that.
Doesn't make a
It's a
difference to me.
cultural thing if you want to have the conversation.
We're
I don't care.
about it.
I'm just being clear that I have different sides of the family, and the side of the family that did any cooking in my lifetime was all the portions that were not from the South, and the part that was from the South, I don't think that they were putting sugar on grits and then frying them. Obviously not in a deep fry, but you know what I'm saying, like pan fried leftover grits. But like, yeah. Anyhow, no, I wasn't eating grits growing up, and I wasn't eating sugar on my grits as a grown up.
No, because you have to know why he calls his granny.
Oh,
everybody in the chat is like,
hey, that sounds like a
lunch
TV
table was
show,
like,
bro.
you got to realize in black communities, you really don't disrespect the women. It's okay to call the men deadbeat and raggedy and stuff.
Yeah, I understand.
You don't
no
hear
standards.
that in
You got to
black
hold
families.
the standards.
Yes, in black families, moms are above reproach.
We hold them to
grandmas.
standards here.
Yeah.
You cheat on husbands with kids and break up families and do downright dirty ass, sleazy ass shit.
Slut grandma.
I'm not letting anybody off the hook. I don't give a fuck who you think you are.
So he's holding his grandma accountable.
Yes.
You holding his G moms accountable, nigga.
And her mother, who I think is an early pioneer in the engineering technology behind the glory hole, though I don't know all of the history of that particular device.
Shout out to my niece. White people joke differently. That's like the other day with Schultz. It's like, why would you talk about sleeping with somebody? That was just
I ain't gonna lie, man.
Huh?
You know, I met
Schultz
Schultz.
said he would sleep with Dot.
I'm disappointed.
It was
A gentleman
weird.
said that?
Yes, Andrew Joe said that. It was so weird. Like, not like it was just, yeah, it was a white person joke. Whereas, like,
what was he really trying to be funny?
yes,
Because it wasn't funny.
yes, but not our kind of funny.
But he funny though.
Audience collision.
But sometimes with like white comedians, the jokes go too far. They go too white, and we get left out. And that's one of them.
I felt like he was wittier than that. He could have been a lot more witty than going like. See, that's why niggas be thinking they gay, bro.
Well, I don't think white people care if you think they gay.
Clearly.
No, that's not true. I think it's a matter of just making a joke that has an understood fiction content to it that doesn't compromise, like this uncompromisable. You know what I mean?
Lil AG said you got to give Granny a pass, bro.
No, sir.
Shout out to Polly Rob. He's a true judge of people.
That's why we fuck with him.
He said she was breaking up families. I get it.
I get it too, but even if I felt that way, it's just something that I'm never going to express.
Whatever.
But I get it.
I
I
mean,
get it, and I ain't mad at. That's funny, bro.
the thing about it is, I don't personally like either of them. Just personality wise, never liked them.
Clearly.
So that doesn't help. It adds to it.
Shout out to Gene, $20. We appreciate that. That's starting the lunch, my man. But I don't know.
Bought the truth. The truth is bought and paid for. There's a receipt right there. That's the truth. It's the truth if it's got a receipt.
We all know it's salt and pepper, not sugar. Y'all got to grow up. We are not on a plantation anymore, bro. Sugar, we can afford sugar, bro. We don't have to keep making the best out of what's available. Y'all know
this isn't even an example of that. This is making the worst of what's available.
No, that's not. Sugar, it was expensive.
I know.
So
but
now
just because it's available doesn't mean it's better.
It is better on
It's just available and worse.
Bro, you don't have to eat that no more.
You know what I notice a lot of our people against now too? Like we talking about like what goes on this and that. Like, you know, we grew up eating ground beef tacos, you know, with the iceberg lettuce, niggas put ketchup on it, you know, cheese. Now a lot of, you know, black people, niggas and all that, they just totally against ketchup on tacos. So you feel like ketchup don't belong on tacos?
That's
horrible.
Shit. That's terrible.
That's just immature.
That's
but you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, when you was like
we ate tacos the same way growing up.
Yeah, like when you was 6 and you didn't enjoy food, you just put ketchup on everything because you like the taste of ketchup. I would
so
never.
Are you against ground beef tacos at this point?
No, that's soul tacos.
Okay.
But
ketchup
again,
on that motherfucker is just like,
I'm not putting ketchup on a ground beef taco or a asada taco. I wouldn't even put ketchup on any taco.
Ketchup on asada is ridiculous.
Ketchup on ground beef is ridiculous. Unless it's a hamburger.
I agree.
Crazy, cuz niggas grew up eating type of tacos, bro.
That's because when you a kid, bro, you just like ketchup. It's like
mustard is even too harsh when you're a kid sometimes, you know what I mean?
Yeah, little. Yeah. As you get older, you start really enjoying the taste of food. It's like when you was younger, you remember how like you didn't know about steak, so you would put A1 on steaks?
Yeah.
And then because you really just like the taste of A1 steak sauce and, you know, you just ate your steak, you felt like a big man, you was eating steak and you had the steak sauce. But as you get older and the steaks cost more money, you do not want no A1 sauce.
Can you put A1 on cheap steak?
You shouldn't eat a cheap steak.
Niggas grew up on cheap steak.
What's interesting, this all ties together. The only time that I eat a cheap steak and have A1 on it is when I go to the Waffle House, which incidentally does not put sugar on its grits.
The Waffle House is in Georgia. And again, people, they pride themselves in having cheap stuff. Shout out to Sean Harris or Meatloaf. Yep, you definitely put ketchup on me. But you're not supposed to put ketchup on the meatloaf once they slice it. It's part of the mixture, the tomato.
Yeah. Right. That's what
but if you got a meatloaf and you put ketchup on it, you immature too. I'm you against you at the table.
So you against fried chicken and ranch.
That's horrible.
Fried chicken and ranch?
That's horrible.
But look, or wings and shit. But you know what I realized? Like when I remember growing up, chicken with ranch wasn't a thing.
I didn't hear about that till honestly, the first time I saw someone put ranch on chicken was my boy in high school who moved down from the east side.
Shout out to Squishy. Gee, who is this cat? I missed the intro. He's funny. That's Joey Westside, one half of the LA Giants, 1/3 of 110. This is the homeboy.
Know what I said? This shit funny. I get. Shout out to Squishy.
This is a deeper conversation, and this is why I'm glad it started there, so it evolved here. I don't like when people put ranch on everything. Your food is nasty. If you always need sauce, you don't like food. Like you need to get a better like grade or quality of food. Yeah. That's the problem. So if you always need ranch, your fucking food is nasty.
Mm-hmm.
And
if you always need ketchup, your fucking food is nasty. If you always
will go crazy if you don't give them their ranch, nigga.
That's because they don't eat good food.
You know what is interesting to me? The ketchup and ranch crowd in general, if you offer them good food, they won't try it because it's foreign.
Yes.
That drives me insane. You know how many dates I've been on with ketchup and ranch bitches who won't fucking venture out of 2 items on the fucking menu? God knows what price point, which I'm not gonna ever do that again.
I ain't gonna lie, man. If I just ketchup.
Shout out to Squab Cook. Sauce hides the fact you can't season properly, like seasoning salt. If you actually get quality stuff, you actually don't need sauce. You actually don't need seasoning salt. You could actually just use regular salt and pepper.
I'm glad you said that. I was just having a conversation with my daughter, and I was telling her, I said, you ain't never had chicken with just regular salt and pepper. I said, do you understand how great that tastes?
When you
like, no, I don't care. I don't want to eat
when
that.
When you're a little kid, you don't
care
about food. You can't even taste something.
Yeah, I'm like, but it's good. Like, you don't want to try it? She like, no, I don't want to. And I start getting hot. Like, how you don't want
to grow up, bro? You stop. Like, I don't even go places where I need ketchup. That's how crazy. I won't even eat food that I don't even need ketchup no more for. I don't even. If I need ranch, I shouldn't be eating it.
If I have to get out of the car to get the food, it better not warrant ketchup. Ketchup is for food obtained through a window only. And
they charging for that shit too, nigga.
Cause they know y'all finna be ridiculous. I watch people go to Chick-fil-A and get all the sausage. Why do you have 4 sauces for 4 nuggets? Like, you don't like nuggets. You got the sauce. Just put your finger in the sauce. The hell is this? What the hell is this?
Stunting like people, man, are so fucking wasteful too. It's like you just got a bunch of shit just to throw it all out.
They put that shit in the sauce drawer.
Shout out to Polly Rob. Yo, please make a note for ketchup and ranch. Oh man. No. Listen. If girl 6, if I took you out on a date, right, to get you a steak, like we go hang out and I get you a steak, where I would take you get a steak at, if you ask for sauce or if you ask for well done, I would leave you there.
What if she don't know though?
Thank God. You learn.
I ain't go. Hey, G, straight up. I'm not gonna lie, bro. I just start. Like, I didn't learn about how you supposed to eat a steak maybe when I started dating my wife, nigga, like 4 years ago.
Cause she taught you. She matured you.
Yeah. And now I'm like, this is crazy. Like, don't put no egg. If my steak got to need sauce, I don't want
this is the one. We shouldn't be ordering steaks here. Yeah. This is not a good steak. Shout out to
depends on.
The sauce slander is outlandish glasses. Even at a Michelin restaurant, sauces are huge because the quality of human beings has went down in today's time. Human beings are not like full quality human beings no more.
They actually. It depends on what we're talking about.
Ain't no A1 sauce though. This is not a sauce slander. This is certain sauces.
Oh, it's definitely a sauce slander.
Sometimes, it depends on the composition of the meal. You know, like some meals center around that kind of thing. Others straight don't.
Yeah, we judging like a motherfucker.
So,
you know what? I could tell you a lot.
If you're making the sauce in the pan and whatever because it's a drizzle on a thing, that is not the same thing to me.
I agree. I
can tell you a lot about women by what they order with their food.
1000%. I used to have a fucking I forgot what the hell it was called. It was like a ghetto litmus test on girls who would order salmon with an L. That was question number 1.
Hold on. The panel judging people on different sauces they use. That's true, and I will judge.
Yeah.
Shout out to Demetrius. Rufo, I haven't seen you at the lunch table. Welcome to the lunch table, my boy. Are you familiar with spaghetti as a side dish that goes with fried fish, also with coleslaw as well? Yeah, I know they do that in the South. That's just greedy.
I don't understand how people eat coleslaw.
Yeah, I've had great coleslaw, but usually it's sweet.
The times I've had
salad.
The times I've had good coleslaw,
it's
very vinegary.
Thousand Island dressing is mayonnaise,
and that's gross. Mayonnaise, anything sucks.
But I ain't never put Thousand Island on a salad.
Yeah, that would.
That's what it's for. It's a salad dressing.
I know, but it is. I
See,
grew up ranch.
There go that trash coming out again.
Yeah, no, for real. I did a lot of trash shit in my life.
I'm saying me too. I went to Tams and got thousands with my fries, but I'm telling you, that's because the fries were overcooked. If you have a fresh fry that's cooked and seasoned correctly, you don't need anything with it. Shout out to Michael Love.
Buying real fries.
Shout out to Michael Love, a true MVP at the lunch table. $2, man. That's going for sure. We ain't even buying no sauce with that. We're going to get some fries. Never season your food before you taste it. Exactly.
I'm going to tell you, if my dad cooks some food.
Oh, man.
And you throw some shit and you throw some seasoning without tasting it, I done seen this nigga trip.
Insult to the chef.
Yeah, it's rude. It's bad manners.
I done seen him trip on a homie so tough. Like, the nigga gave him the nigga was so offended and bothered. Some of the funniest shit I ever seen in my life.
Okay. AG just set us back 3 months of live streams.
I'm giving you AG has been going through a lot of stuff over the last 48 hours.
That nigga real.
Shout out to my brother AG. AG is
so has his steaks.
Listen, AG is a fellow East Sider like myself. You feel me? From the low bottoms. I'm from Uptown. You from low bottoms. But AG, we had a crazy conversation about Drake and Kendrick, and I'm like, he was supposed to take Drake's side no matter what happened, and he didn't understand why. And I broke it down into gangbanging for him to make it make sense. Took him a while to get it, but he eventually was able to make sense. And he didn't quite understand, but I got to him. I explained to him as a gang member how you have to align yourself with things because they fit your interests. I don't care if you like Drake's music. If you are from the West, you ride with the West. Shout out to the homie Ben Baller. Ride with the West. Shout out to Flacco. You over here making money. Ride with the West. Do not ride against us. We will roll you over. That is protocol. Maybe you never got the memo before today, but this the West.
You know everybody hate the West though, so
that's why we have to stay together.
As y'all say, everybody hate the West.
Yes, I think they hate our camaraderie. We're so what's crazy is a place that everybody got all the scrutiny for being against each other, but we know how to stick together against everybody else. But
that's okay, the internet though, man. In real life, it be all love.
It's all love. Everybody love you. Everybody love you.
Exactly. I go everywhere and it's all love.
It's all love. We love the West.
What's wrong with the well done steak, Lil AG, is because it tastes like a damn tire. That's what's wrong with it.
Charcoal.
I mean, they sell beef jerky, my nigga.
Not at $48 a piece.
I be cooking my Slim Jims. I ain't gonna hold you. I cook my Slim Jims, B. Word. I do a little bit well with that. What's up with this title though, B?
Because like,
it's not a question, bro. It's not a question.
I'm trying to bring everybody from off the plantation, Trap.
Wait. So what's Trap? What do you fuck with?
Trap for sure from the plantation. I'm sure you'll say salt and pepper.
Salt and pepper and butter and cheese. That's it.
He was in Florida.
Put on it.
You gonna make last night cheese too?
Cheese too.
I didn't have cheese on my grill. I eat them both ways though, but they better with sugar and butter.
That's oatmeal and farina, man. That's what y'all doing with that right there, man. That's oatmeal and farina.
That is a hot cereal.
Yeah, come on. Yeah, if you put sugar up in it.
It's a hot cereal because it's on the hot cereal aisle because porridge is a cereal.
It's a side.
Oh, man.
It's not a side unless you was on a plantation, Pete.
Gonna raise the blood pressure.
It's not a hot cereal unless you're on a... What?
Hot cereal was normal for everybody.
Nah.
Yeah, AG, don't order your steaks well done no more though, bro. But
the picture on the box has a piece of butter on it.
Yes, with sugar. Butter and sugar. That's how you make grits.
Butter and sugar. No sugar. No sugar.
There you go. Don't even say it. There you go. I'm glad you came.
No sugar.
Shout out to Lily. Naked fries is delicious. That's because you've never had good fries. If you need to put something on your French fries, it's because they're not good.
Then aren't they not naked?
No. You have to put
she said naked fries is delicious.
No,
so
you don't.
That she.
I'm confused as to the definition of naked fries.
Did y'all see
the
joke that Cat Williams got now when he talk about the McDonald's potato and how special it is?
Yeah,
it never dies.
He was wondering why does McDonald's French fries taste better than every French fries? He said they got special potatoes, B.
They do.
Potatoes. I didn't know that. I never knew that though, B.
Yeah, they got their own little thing.
Yeah,
Listen,
contract got their own potato.
I'm starting to worry about y'all. I don't think y'all have ever had good French fries.
Hey, potatoes is AI?
No, they found a potato specifically. I forgot the name of it.
Purple potato. It's like a purple
They
potato.
found a potato, and then they kind of bought all the farms that have the potatoes, and that is their potato.
Yeah.
It's the same as Tabasco hot sauce. The Tabasco pepper is its own pepper, and they have unique ownership rights over its usage.
Okay, I didn't know that. See,
You gotta see the Cat Williams joke. He made a whole joke out of this shit.
Shout out to Gino, my brother from Compton. Marathon and Compton had the best fries. Yes, they did. Them fries was good. Shout out to Tyson Garcia. That's not true. So if you put sauce on a burger, that means it's not good? Yes.
No.
You should not need sauce on a really great burger. But also, the reason you add sauce on a burger also is because it's grounded beef. It's different.
It's already not
it's
good.
It's kind of the worst
in a
part
concept
of the beef of the cow in the first place that they ground together to make that the patty. So it's different. It's not a quality version of beef. So it's different. So if you put sauce on a burger, it's because you're complimenting bad. Like, it's not good beef.
It's the same thing as like a sausage. It's all the extra parts. They just put the seasoning in the sausage and tie it up instead of just taking it and grinding it and putting the shit on top of it and serving it.
It's like a hot dog with nothing. It's the worst part of the animal. So that's why you need sauce. But if you have a quality piece of the animal, the natural flavor of the animal and cooking it with a little salt and pepper should be enough. That's why I don't understand. Why the hell are y'all acting like the shook up corn, the shucked corn and grits is a quality, a piece enough of sustenance to only add salt and fucking pepper?
See what it is?
Of a corn.
The problem
they shuck that shit and make hominy out of all that corn, and that's like ground beef, and you just enjoy the taste of just the grounded sausages. That's like the equivalent of putting salt and pepper on a hot dog.
No, that's like equivalent
You put
to
sugar on it.
That's like equivalent to buying the Kool-Aid package that had no sugar in it, and buying the Kool-Aid they already got the sugar and adding more sugar onto it like that. You know what I'm saying? That's what
you need to add sugar to Kool-Aid no matter what it is, because it's cheap and it's trash. As delicious as it is, forgive me. As delicious as Kool-Aid is, it is trash.
Don't never talk bad on Kool-Aid.
You need to add the sugar because it's trash.
Don't never talk bad on Kool-Aid, baby.
No, I'm not talking about on Kool-Aid. Shout out
to some rough times.
Look, forgive me if it sounds like
sugar is one of them things, bro. Sugar make anything taste good.
Yeah, anything. That's a fact.
Can put it, or you can put that shit on something that ain't edible. Sugar is a dangerous.
Yeah, and it's a dope. It's heroin.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, bro. Like, sugar is fucking like, bro. I hate that I love it so much.
Sugar and yeast is like the most two addictive things you got that we digest like that, B.
Like, you can taste sugar when you think about it.
Like Eric Clapton said sugar was the first drug he was addicted to.
Yeah.
I believe
he's been addicted to every drug.
I think that's the drug I'm addicted to.
That's a fact. Sugar ain't no joke. It's sugar and bread, B. That shit is the hardest thing right there. Try to go without eating bread for a long time.
That's my point. There's sugar in corn. There's so much like the
natural sugar.
Like the complex carbohydrate sugar, whatever ratio of glucose is in corn versus wheat is radically different, such that you would require sugar on wheat and not corn.
All right, so how would you cook a grit?
Yeah,
that's fire when you don't add nothing to it.
Like you could medium well a grit. Boy, come on, bro. Get off the lunch table with that trash, booger. That don't even make sense, Brody.
Yeah, how
you just filleting your grits so cold that nobody needs salt and pepper or sugar or nothing. These grits is delicious.
Nah, there ain't no grits by itself.
The only way you do that is if you cook grits and then fry it in a pan that has the flavor residue of something that was already there.
In a skillet? Nah, I ain't doing that.
But that's like
fried grits. Now that you said that, they could start having fried grits.
That's crazy.
That's a thing. That's been a thing.
That's gonna be hot when they got fried grits on the menu.
That's why I brought up my slut great grandma, because she used to cook fried grits.
What did you just call your grandma?
What did he
just call your grandma?
This every time someone else comes into the
fuck on.
Why did you
just hear you say that?
That
was crazy.
Every time somebody new comes into the screen, I gotta go through this whole shit again.
Anybody black, a white person probably wouldn't bat an eye. Black people gonna be like, shout out to Marvin Posey Welcome to the lunch table. Lunch hour right here, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at noon Pacific Standard Time. Click the thumbs up button. Let everybody know you in the house. We having a great conversation about y'all dietary issues. We got to get y'all together. What's up, brother? I'm sorry I'm late, but I gets down with the sugar on my grits, cream of wheat. That's my man. Welcome to the lunch table. Where you at the right place.
It's not grits.
But you know what? A lot of people, man, most people haven't had quality food.
Yes, because quality food, they have made it expensive. Shout out to Tyson Garcia. Corned beef hash gets seasoning. Yes, and it need all kind of stuff because it's corned beef hash.
Yeah. I'm gonna jazz that up for real.
That's the ground beef taco of Ireland.
Yeah. Ground beef taco of Ireland.
Ireland is fucking.
You're on the road, boy. I need to hear about that slutty grandma though, be for real.
Shout out to Jack Jones. They already got fried grits. I'm sure they do the way y'all season them.
They have fried grits 3 great grandma husbands ago.
Yeah, I thought he just made some shit up. We'll fry anything.
Shout out to the Influence 1414. Grits are supposed to have salt and pepper and butter and cheese. Grits are not a cream of wheat, but they are a cream of wheat. They are a porridge like cream of wheat. They're not salt and pepper and butter and cheese. They're not eggs.
So how you feel about sugar on rice?
That's immature.
No.
Who the
it's
hell?
like butter. It's like butter noodles.
Yeah, that's immature.
It's butter noodles.
I was a kid. I did it for sure. See?
Yeah, but when you're a little kid, you do things. You put sugar on stuff for little kids.
I wouldn't do it now. My daughter asked for sugar for her rice, and I got upset. I said, "Damn, I'm turning into my dad."
Yes.
I really got mad.
Sugar on rice is hella immature. Ketchup on tacos is hella immature. Ketchup on spaghetti is hella immature.
That's terrible. Why would you do that?
I mean,
that's a Haitian food. They said though. Yeah. Haitians eat they noodles like that.
People put sugar on spaghetti.
Yes.
Sugar on spaghetti, yeah.
You're supposed to have a little.
Yeah.
Because there's already tomato paste. Pete, tell him how tomato sauce came up. Tell him it's a cheap food. Tell him why it's culture, Pete.
It's Italian, man. Pasta Sundays, the red sauce they call, some people call it gravy or whatever, but the big red sauce, you just all the shit that's on its last day before it is going to have to get wasted. You put it all into the red sauce, you cook it up, it boils all day, it's clean, it's fine, then you eat it and before it goes out the window.
Exactly. So remember I was telling you gravy was for old food and y'all about to cuss me out like I don't like gravy?
You was dishonest when you told them that story, bro.
How am I dishonest?
Because you niggas brought up gravy and you said
I shared a fact.
But the way you shared it, it was when someone was, I don't know who it was, I don't even know if it was me, but we was just speaking on just making it and putting it on food. We was talking about people cooking and how black people be judging what people, you know what I'm saying? And as soon as a nigga brought up gravy, he was like, gravy? Oh, I thought that mean your food ain't good. So it could have got taken as like he was shooting a shot. That's what you said.
I didn't say your food ain't good. I said it's old food.
No, you start going in. No, you went into the education of it.
No, the replays is on.
You said it was old. I thought you said
the replays is on.
I said the food is old. I said that means your food old. You use gravy to bring back old food, and then I gave you the definition of why they do it. I gave you the explanation of how gravy came back.
Look, trust me, bro.
I've never said gravy is for nasty food,
bro. When you giving your informative facts, I salute you on it and I respect it. You're wrong. You said it when niggas was talking about how they cook. You was like, I thought people use gravy because they food ain't good.
That was stale. That was
I've never in my life said that.
That was you and Steel. I remember that.
I don't record phone calls like these niggas.
I've never in my life. I'm telling you, listen. You hear me? You don't be listening. That's why y'all be looking at me crazy.
No.
Yes.
All right, bro.
Yes, that's fact.
That nigga's not telling the fact, bro.
You said something like.
And then we start talking about marinara sauce, which is Italian gravy.
Before he got to y'all, I was in this conversation. Nigga wrong, bro.
I'm not wrong.
But he don't remember, and it's okay.
I remember exactly because they do me like this every time. I had the same conversation about jewelry. They looked at me crazy, and I'm like, yeah, this is why I don't mess with
this nigga.
And then I told him I doubled down on it, and I said I like gravy too. But they was more upset.
No, you start. All right, bro. We ain't go. He don't remember. I ain't gonna call him
Deuce
a liar.
in the chats. Deuce in the chat right now.
Deuce,
Gene in
probably,
the chat.
they got him,
Deuce
bro.
said.
If they in the chat, bro, they know what I'm talking about. The way he said what he said, it would have been like, damn.
It was taken as a connotation on gravy, but it was more so just like, this is the history of gravy, but it came off connotated.
Exactly. That's how he felt about what I was saying. Yes.
All right, man. You right.
Yo, how many days I go by before you throw the leftovers away for Thanksgiving?
About 6 days.
I tried to finish him off by that. I think, like that Tuesday, it was a wrap. It's like it gotta go.
You supposed to take
6 days?
Yeah, you're supposed to take the turkey and make all kind of turkey treats with it.
Sunday, Monday.
Back to that gravy.
You said the Wednesday.
That's fine.
Yeah. Nigga, I made a fire ass ham sandwich, nigga.
Yeah, you make turkey sandwiches, ham sandwiches. You take the taco, you carve up some of the turkey off the taco, off the turkey. You fried it up, turkey tacos.
Turkey tacos is great.
They fired up.
Oh man, I did turkey enchiladas one time. That shit was it. Because it pulls so nice. Oh man.
So how you feel about ground turkey enchiladas, G?
They okay. I don't really like ground turkey.
I like ground turkey. You gotta season that up though. I like ground turkey.
You for sure don't like
it don't have its own fat.
You don't fuck with turkey bacon for sure. That's ridiculous to you.
Yeah, that's an insult to bacon. Shout out to
the turkey.
1414. Y'all guys in Cali are weird. Gravy is made out of flour, not tomatoes. Where y'all learn to cook? Oh man.
We're talking about two different kinds of gravy. That's two different gravies.
And that's what Joey do to me. Bro, you got to keep up at the lunch table, bro.
Nah. What that nigga just did, whoever that, I don't do what that nigga do.
That was crazy.
That nigga different. I don't do what he do.
Man,
he's trying to work and listen at the same time. He's got two things going on. His boss walking by something. Tomato gravy. What are we talking about?
You make sauce with not tomato. You gotta keep up, bro. If you're gonna be at the lunch table, bro. This ain't Instagram. It ain't no pictures. Ain't no pictures on the page, bro. You gotta read faster because you just
exactly. But I ain't gonna come out and because like, where your picture, bro?
Yeah. You gotta keep up. You don't make gravy. That's a buy. You don't make gravy out of tomatoes. He heard when I said like the red sauce is like a gravy. He was like, see, Glasses thinks he's smart. You heard what he said?
People out there, people like back east say that shit. Like the real intact like parts of New Jersey or Rhode Island Italian people, they say like gravy. Like I never said gravy. I never heard that word until I turned on like Jersey Shore. So I was like, they call that shit gravy. I asked my mom. He goes, yeah, people out there call it gravy.
Sauce? You talking about tomato sauce? It's called gravy.
Shout out to Tyson who just verified it. Tomato sauce and gravy for Italians are the same. Yeah. Some say gravy, some say sauce. But black people or people that's in America, they swear they way of everything is everything. So they don't know that the rest of the world use these words and they mean something. They like, no, there ain't no tomatoes and gravy.
Joey said, I ain't do that nigga just did.
I ain't no damn body.
Yeah, man. That nigga different,
you got to keep up at the lunch table, my boy.
Especially 14-14, man.
Yeah, you got to keep up at the lunch table. Look, here you go. Gravy is gravy. Sauce is sauce. Oh, man. Keep up,
gravy
man.
Is a sauce,
I in that sense, I tend to agree. I don't get the whole marinara gravy thing, but whatever. Some people do.
Oh man!
Whatever liquid you pour on some
name brand in the house.
It's liquid.
Ketchup is great.
Some say pop.
Yo, that's Midwest. Midwest say the pop shit though. That pop shit is crazy though.
No.
Want some pop? I want some pop. Not no pop.
Gravy is a sauce. Shout out to Dizzle for teaching.
Yeah, it's a sauce, bro.
Don't put no gravy in my. Oh man!
Don't put no fucking gravy in my sauce. Is they trolling?
They trolling now. They trolling.
They're just making asses of us now.
Y'all are not about to make me come down.
They're
that's
taking
why
the asses of us now.
intellectually,
We're being set up. We're
break
being
me
the
down.
fix is in.
I can't do that. That's why I wouldn't be able to do this shit all the time. Reading niggas.
Oh. Normally, we don't even have this kind of shenanigans at the lunch table. People don't even come to the lunch table with that Instagram kind of thing going on where they just need pictures. Everybody usually, shout out to the normal people at the lunch table that really be keeping up.
Yeah.
Them,
that nigga real family.
Where's David Jones to restore order?
we need David Jones or Michael Love. Somebody up in here, where is name brand? Somebody, you got to be trolling. You got to be trolling.
We're being set up. We're stepping on rakes.
Yes.
We're stepping on rakes.
Gravy
They just
is
let you
a
know how
sauce.
passionate people are when it comes to just what they used to, man.
Yeah,
Shit
they
funny.
hold on to that thing.
Yeah.
But no, so we was talking about it. We was talking about something. And so what happened is, I will say what I think about some things, right? I'll share some information that I thought mattered. But again, when we was talking about gravy, I was explaining to them that, okay, look, gravy, right, is this to bring back old food. So that's why I told him I would never put gravy on good food. That's where he's saying he thought I said it was for bad food. Like if somebody made a fresh
I didn't
batch,
say that.
that's what you just said right now. I'm saying that's where the confusion came in, because I said I would never put gravy on good food.
So what
I don't mean good in taste, flavor. I
so the
mean,
opposite means
like if
what
you
you
just
put
made
on
some
there.
fried chicken, I would not put gravy on it today.
Smothered
You just-
chicken?
I wouldn't listen. I get smothered chicken. Listen, I totally understand.
We're working our way into the
What
territory
is
of
going on, man?
this being glasses is the Drake.
Hey,
of
look
soul
at
food.
niggas, look, hey, bro. Hey, niggas
Come
be ready
on.
to trip, bro.
Come
Hey,
on, you bugging. Smothered chicken.
Glasses is
crazy.
the Drake of soul food, man. I'm telling you, that's the line of the day.
Oh man.
hey, man. But see, Glass the first nigga that told me that the end piece of a prime rib was the shit. You feel me? I didn't know that.
I ain't know that either.
I'm sharing stuff with y'all that I'm learning too.
So
So
now
yeah,
it's like I need the end piece.
well, you get that end cut. Pete, tell me about that end cut. All the flavor right there.
What more do you want? Surface area to volume ratio, baby.
Man.
Yeah.
But back to what you were saying though. So if you saying you don't put gravy on good food,
Yes.
then what do you put it on then?
Old
Bad food. Bad food.
No. So again, forgive me for using the term good. Like food that's fresh. I should have used the term fresh. Like I would never make gravy for fresh fried chicken. I would never make gravy for fresh baked chicken. I would never make gravy for fresh. I would make gravy for things that didn't have flavor or things that were old.
Like a biscuit.
Or rice.
Furthermore, while we're on the topic, whatever the hell that white gravy bullshit is should be
That white
banned
gravy,
from this
that
country.
That white gravy look crazy. It look like slop.
The first time I went to, like when I moved to Texas and all your chicken fried steak, and they came out with a breaded,
shit good.
fried
Yeah, that shit good.
shoe leather steak with that white gravy shit on it, I didn't know what the fuck to do.
That's
Yeah,
what I would
why they
think
shit
of.
always white? Yeah, why is that?
That's like a
I don't know.
country thing. That's
Yeah.
like they
Country
barbecue
fried, yeah.
sauce in
Country
Alabama.
fried
They
steak,
got white
yeah.
barbecue sauce.
Oh yeah, in Alabama, that shit. No, that's a mayonnaise-based barbecue sauce. This is almost like the fact of we want gravy, but we're not even making a meat to extract it from. So we're just gonna do everything else besides the meat drippings and trappings that we were gonna put into it and just leave it by itself.
Man, what the fuck is white barbecue? Nigga, I ain't been nowhere.
I don't want that. I don't want that.
Shout
neither.
out
I
to
don't want that
Twitter,
shit
so
either.
leftovers. Yes. Like if you do mashed potatoes, yes, that's another thing. Things that don't have flavor. Because remember, gravy is a flavor, it's a flavor enhancer. It thickens something to make it thicker. So you get more sustenance. You know what I mean? When you taking it in, pause that. But
Pause.
yeah,
No pause, bro.
no, pause the pause too. Because whenever somebody pause me from now, I'm thinking you're thinking about sex and something gay. So pause you. But the point I'm saying is,
Pause them niggas.
I'm gonna pause the pause. You got to pause the pause.
Pause the pause.
Pause the pause is a new thing. But I'm saying, look, I don't disagree. I think smothered chicken is amazing. I just prefer chicken.
Yeah.
Like I would just bake chicken. right? So if my chicken is baked, right, I would just eat baked chicken, right, with whatever food. Now, if my chicken had been sitting up for 2-3 days in the refrigerator, I would make gravy and then smother my chicken. But I don't go out of my way to purposely put sauce on good food. There's no need. The food itself is good.
So you in Atlanta and you pulling up.
I would not even eat food in Atlanta.
Oh, not
the
Atlanta.
food in Atlanta
Virginia,
is
Virginia. So when you wouldn't just order smothered chicken?
No, because for sure they're gonna put it on old food.
No,
that's what they do at restaurants, at soul food restaurants.
No, that's gonna be fresh.
I'm telling you, I'm giving you the game. I'm telling you out of the game.
So you saying if you get smothered chicken, they are specifically and significantly grabbing
older chicken.
Older food. Now older.
No one. They got to get it out of there. They got to get it out of there.
Or older cook. I'm
telling you,
they're frying. Yeah, they're frying. They're frying all the time. They're frying all the time.
So it's some shit over there that they ain't got you yet.
The stuff that's been sitting there for the last pieces. Oh, someone wants smoke.
It's a simple go-to. It's not wrong. Right. Yo lazy ass want something smothered. They like, oh, we don't gotta do.
Yeah, here's another thing. You ever notice, like, when you get smothered chicken, it's never been too hot?
That's another thing when you buy it out.
No, it be hot.
No, not when you get it from restaurants.
I done got smothered chicken for breakfast before, on top of grits.
That was from the chicken. That was from the chicken from yesterday. The reason it's never hot, what he's telling you is, the reason he's telling you it's not hot is because the only thing hot is the gravy. I'm giving y'all game, like that's crazy. So if you make your smothered chicken at home, it's different because somebody's making it purpose. But when you go to a restaurant, people gonna use gravy on older food for smothered.
And if the goal is to make smothered chicken, you're making it at home. That's where like the sauce is now part of the greater composition. It's the same way as like if you make a great barbecue sauce from scratch and you do in the ribs with the rub, whatever, and you sauce up your ribs. It's part of the whole composition.
Yo, have y'all ever seen Glasses the picture that he got off of Google with the steak being chopped up and all that like that? You know what I'm saying? He claims it's the steak that he made right there.
Yeah, everybody know that's the steak I made.
Y'all seen that picture? Joe, you seen that picture?
He probably sent it in the group chat.
Yeah, I saw that.
He had sent a picture of what he cooked. He you know what I mean? That nigga be getting down though. Even though I ain't really ate a lot of his cooked food though.
He moved out there so that he didn't have to share.
But it looked good. I believe him because he be wanting it to be good. Niggas that love and enjoy making food taste good, they pretty good at cooking. My brother like that. Believe it or not, that crazy nigga can cook.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he be wanting it to be good.
Shout out to Gene. Why would they keep old chicken? Gene, because it's profit margins.
Yeah.
This is good business. Shout out to Squishy. Yes, that meat wasn't cooked. Oh, that meat was cooked, Squishy. Only thing that meat was missing, pause, is your mouth. It was that
delicious. Don't say that one more time without the pause so we can have that.
Because I'm not trying to make a special window to what I'm saying to her.
I just want the edit available.
Off that tomahawk was your mouth. If you'd have ate that steak.
She seen the picture?
Yeah, she seen that thing.
It was too pink.
No, that thing was perfectly pink.
Yeah, I don't know. We gotta see.
Man, I get
clearly like, man, get that pink ass steak out of here.
No. I like medium steaks. Medium steaks.
Yes, I get cracking. I'm not playing about no. One thing I'm gonna cook is some beef.
Well, this is emblematic of anybody who takes pride in something that they create.
Yeah.
That's true.
Which is why when somebody say that shit nasty, nigga, they take it personal.
Yeah.
Shout out to Tree. I'm gonna just try pepper and salt on this ribeye right now. That's how you supposed to eat it. Do not use Lawry's. Lawry's is not cool, bro. That's not a cool seasoning. That's like when you can't season, you just get Lawry's and they just combine a bunch of stuff together.
Yeah. Hey man,
it's salt, pepper, paprika, garlic powder, onion powder.
What's crazy is that's really, I told my daughter that, and what's funny is niggas would get seasoning salt and then add all them other ones you just said to it too.
Yeah, read the back. It's all there.
You technically can just use seasoning salt and call it a day.
Seasoning salt is like ketchup like so what seasoning salt is to cooks is like what ketchup is to kids. It's something that you just use because that's the only thing you know that you can taste the seasoning. You haven't quite learned how to season, so you use Lawry's. But when you start to cook,
done with the seasoning salt.
no, when you start to cook, you start to examine all the seasoning and flavors. Like I got like one thing that makes my barbecue, you know, when I cook on the grill really good is I've gotten my own style of seasoning. Like I buy seasonings only from a certain type of place. There's only certain type of seasonings I use. So you get into it. So like when you were a kid, you put ketchup on everything because you don't really, you know, you like the taste of ketchup, your palate. It's like when you a kid and you get like sherbet ice cream because you really looking at it. You know what I mean? It look glow in the dark. It's kind of shiny.
Yeah, because I'm not eating your sherbet as a grown.
I'm not eating no sherbet
when
as
you
a
was a kid,
adult.
remember that was the go-to.
Like you a grown man. That's like having rollerblades, nigga.
Sherbet was like you ain't know if you wanted to get an icy or you wanted the ice cream notes. You said, "Fuck, let me get a sherbet." Then that's what sherbet basically was, though. You know what I'm saying? I can't know sherbet as an adult like that.
Yeah, so sherbet is like, so some of these things are entry level. Like when you first start cooking, you know what I mean? You get Lawry's. When I first started cooking, that was my go-to seasoning because I didn't know nothing about seasoning. You know, I didn't know, so you season with Lawry's. Little extra pepper, that thing worked crazy. Feel me? But as I get more into cooking and I'm cooking for myself all the time and I'm making more food, you feel me? Like you start having I got all kind of seasonings. I got all kind of stuff. And now, especially when I'm on the grill, I use specific styles of seasoning. Like I ain't
you do dry rub yet?
No, I mean I've did dry rubs, I've did marinades, I've did injections, I've did brines, I did all of that stuff. But now I have something that works for me on the grill. That's my style. I know, like if I make, like when Joey and Deuce come and I cook them something, they come by the crib, like it's going to taste the way only I like. Deuce couldn't make it like how I do it. He would have to know what I'm doing. So you start to figure out your own stuff. Like right now, I'm starting to work on my own barbecue sauce. Like I want my own barbecue sauce.
I did that one time. It was hard. I had to come to the realization that it was going to be thinner than I had envisioned it to be.
Mm-hmm.
But it was fine. I would like to do that again. I'm hating the fact that that's the one problem I have with apartment living is the lack of barbecue access.
Do you have you don't have a small patio? Or they won't let you even.
They will hang me from said patio if I try that.
Sure.
So when you want to make your own sauce, you mean like everything from the vinegar to the
all of it.
You ain't
like I won't even ketchup base it.
Shit
I won't even ketchup base it.
Yeah, I won't even use ketchup.
Yeah, I'm going straight from the tomato.
Okay.
So it's like
I'm sure that shit on TikTok.
No, it's like you just get into it and you get your own style. So again, it's like I get it when you like, you know, we come from slavery and salt and pepper is how you season grits because that's all you had. But as your taste buds mature, you realize sugar and butter is the correct way to do it.
Yo, they have something for that, man. I keep telling y'all that's not grits. That is farina, man. That's the other box next to the grits.
Farina is just wheat. It's like a wheat product.
It's grits with sugar on it. That's all it is.
But
you know what farina is?
Again,
I think that's Purina, the dog food that it might as well be.
That's what I thought Purina was. What the fuck is that?
It's
Farina. No, it's
farina.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the sugar with the grits. I mean,
I be realizing there's so much food I don't know about.
All cereal you are supposed to sugar. All cereals you supposed to sweeten unless you're trying to be healthy.
Cornflakes.
You supposed to season them. That's why they make frosted flakes.
No. Frosted. They got frosted flakes. They got cornflakes.
And
you don't put Wheaties. You don't put no sugar on Wheaties. You put sugar on your Wheaties?
No, but I put sugar on my cornflakes.
I don't eat Wheaties.
But I don't eat cereal like that.
Why the hell would I wake up in the morning and eat Wheaties?
Wheaties is
You ain't trying to be a champion. That's why.
You know why they're horrible?
You ain't trying to be a champion.
No, they couldn't get me with the branding. I didn't buy that. Michael Jordan wasn't even a champion when he was on the box.
Yeah, them motherfuckers.
Slam dunk champion.
Wheaties was fire. Y'all bugging.
Michael Jordan didn't start winning championships till he
started like eating crochet, nigga.
That
was popular. Yeah,
that shit. Hey, the shit be all like wrapped up.
That old stringy ass Stupid
Wheaties is
shit.
fire. And
Cereal
Raisin
sucks
Bran.
in
Raisin
general.
Bran ain't got no sugar on it either.
They have
Raisin Bran?
raisins.
It has
Raisin Bran kinda
sugar-coated
underrated,
raisins.
There's no sugar
Bran
on it, though.
underrated.
Raisin Bran.
The sugar's on the raisins.
There you go. Yeah,
No sugar on the raisins.
It's
Yeah, it is.
raisins.
The raisins are sugar-coated.
yeah raisins is sweet.
And it's raisins.
He eating raisins right now.
I mean pistachios. But yeah, though. Yeah, that stuff is all right there for y'all putting sugar on your grits.
Yeah.
That's not good, but it's not good, man.
I agree. You know how I know that grits is not cereal? Because I don't eat cereal. I haven't eaten cereal in 30 years.
Me neither, except grits.
Because it's not cereal.
Grits
I
is a
ate cereal.
cereal.
It's a side.
I still
They
eat
got-
oatmeal. I still get some cream of wheat every now and then.
It's a side.
Nigga, fuck me. It's a cereal, nigga. I can't even just eat one bowl. That shit so, man, I can't. I try to stay away from cereal.
Shout out to Swab Cooks. Wheaties are definitely trash. Might as well eat grass. Exactly. I don't know what trap talking about them. That Michael Jordan got them boys confused.
Mhm.
It's
Shout out
just
to
raisin
Dale
bran
Jackson,
without the
Salt and
raisins.
Butter.
which makes
No,
it
not salt and butter. Shout out to Influence, Tuskegee, Alabama in the house. I don't know if y'all could really give us y'all have really great food in Alabama, but
Yeah.
y'all not that far removed from slavery. So, gonna be some ham hocks and all of that. So I ain't mad at it. Y'all can tell me about soul food, but y'all can't tell me. Y'all will turn anything into soul food.
At this point, boy, niggas will turn anything into anything when it comes to food. It's starting to get ridiculous.
I am taking a major principle stand against some of this fusion bullshit. My God.
What's the worst fusion shit you've seen so far?
It seems like LA and Miami are epicenters for this, but all these there's a whole cottage industry or whatever of various Latin Asian fusions. That's the worst.
Like what?
Yeah, like
Korean tacos. There's all kinds of spots down here, and I can look at the menu and I go, all right, this is what is like these really high-priced seafood places. And I look at what's on. I go, what is this? All of it. It's Pacific Rim Latin fusion seafood restaurants. It's just
yeah, it is getting ridiculous. They have sweet Cajun tuna and all type of just it's a lot of
Atlanta. I was in Atlanta. See, the thing that Atlanta has really good is wings and lamb chops. They have really great wings for some reason and really great lamb
I
chops.
have not either. When I was out there, we went to some shit that wasn't all that.
Yeah,
I
it's
can
horrible.
understand. I mean, Atlanta's got so many damn strip clubs that.
Shout out to Influence 1414. And you do know slavery ended in 1865, right? Yeah, but y'all still just the South is a little bit, shout out to the South, but y'all really still be behind. Y'all barely integrating proms sometime down there. Y'all like
proms?
Yeah, they like just in Georgia and in Alabama, there was just high schools over the last 10 years that had their first integrated prom.
I thought you meant integrating proms like into society, not integrating ethnicities into proms.
Yeah. Just within 10 years ago, black and white people couldn't even go to the same prom. So I don't know if I'm gonna listen to y'all. Listen, I'm gonna listen to Alabama when it comes to soul food.
That's what this is.
I'm gonna listen to Alabama. No. Grits is not a soul food.
Close.
I'm gonna listen to Alabama.
Nowhere else serves it.
I'm gonna listen to Alabama when it comes to college football. I'm not gonna listen to Alabama when it comes to everything outside of that. The fact that y'all have, shout out to Influence. He like, dude, y'all gotta stop listening to the TV. That's one town. Nigga.
Oh, the dude that been saying all the wild shit is from Alabama?
Yeah.
Explains it all.
All to the earth. Shout out to Alabama. I haven't been to Tuscaloosa, but
That's funny you say that, Influence 1414. Your people. My grandfather is from Montgomery, Alabama.
Look, all our family come from the South. We know that.
Yeah, we know that.
Nigga ain't dissing.
I'm just saying time might have stopped down there. Like it just took everything a little longer to develop.
Yeah, that's the country, right? Like
I'm telling him, Trap, I'm like, y'all just starting to integrate prom. He's like, stop listening to TV. That's only one town. I'm like,
still Alabama, nigga.
In one town, it's
Crazy. It shouldn't be no town, nigga. Like, what?
That's your kinfolks. That's your kinfolks still.
Y'all got to come to the future.
Joey, I got to ask you a question.
Yes,
I
sir.
know Glass has been there. You ever been to a barbecue place in LA? It's on like El Segundo and Normandy, maybe, or El Segundo and Western, called the Rib Nest.
No.
I'd gone there for a long, long time. They have a very distinct taste of their food. I went to a barbecue place. I went to a few when I was in Montgomery. So like it was like in the hood in like Southwest Montgomery. Mm-hmm. And I go and I order food there. It was like identical. It was so freakishly identical to that place on fucking Western Avenue. I didn't know what to. I had like an out of body experience. Like, wait a minute, the texture was all identical.
Shout out to Influence 1414. Cali got sundown towns. Not a single one.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. We pointed it out for you before.
No, there's no such thing as a sundown town.
Yes, they do.
Not one town.
And I found it.
There's not one sundown town in California.
It is.
It's not.
What you mean?
That's where they hunt niggas, right?
Where you can't be black after sunset.
When the sun go down, you got to be in the house.
That is not true.
They got him. They got him.
We don't have that.
They got him. I'm telling you.
I've been all over California.
You just skim through those towns. You probably went around them. You know what I mean?
There's not a town in California I got to go around.
I think Alabama probably got them too, though.
I bet
Alabama probably got them too. They got sun up towns.
Glasses, you ever been on the 395?
Alabama, I done been to Alabama. They got sun up towns. Your black ass better not be there when sun up happened. There ain't no sundown. They talking about sundown. Your black ass better not be saw when the daylight is out.
I was when a nigga threw the hat up in the air. when the old boy went across the water to get over there to fight the boy, they beat the security guard, beat on the white boys up out there. That was in Alabama, right? The niggas on the boat.
I just tried to Google it, nigga, and Glendale popped up. That ain't no motherfucking sundown town.
Man, we be in Glendale posted up all the time.
That's stupid. We ain't got that shit.
Okay.
Ain't no sundown town in California. Them people.
Glasses, you ever been on the 395?
Yes.
Anything. I will believe any story off the 395. Any story. No ceilings. No limits. Nothing.
I ain't mad at that though. I
don't play with the South.
Anything that happens on the 395,
South,
I don't question.
I'm not gonna play no games. Shout out to Influence 1414. We hold our nuts in the South. No, you don't.
Here we go.
No,
man.
you do not.
Man, where your picture at, man?
No, you do not.
You don't know who you talking to.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, he's telling a lie. No, you guys do not. You hold your nuts in them little towns. I done drove through the South and there's Confederate flags waving, and brothers been telling me like, "Gee, don't say nothing to them people. Don't say nothing to them people." Listen, I ain't gonna. Them white folks in the South is different.
I have driven thoroughly through the South a lot, and I mean a lot. Like a lot of roads, a lot of states. I might have seen. I was amazed. I swear to God, I might have seen 7 or 8 Confederate flags the whole time. I was surprised at how few I saw.
Driving from Atlanta to South Carolina, I saw 7 in the first 40 minutes.
I'll tell you.
Really? Because I've driven.
And I got on the phone and I called Killer Mike, and Mike said, "Gee, don't go mess with them people. They lost the war. It's the last little bit of dignity they got.
They represent.
I ain't lying to you. Shout out to my brother's school from Kansas City, Missouri. Roll with Tech 9, one of Tech 9's older homies. They got them over there. They'd be around the corner from their house.
I've seen more. I'm granted, I've been in California a hell of a lot more, but I've seen more in California than I have in the whole South.
I ain't never in my life seen a Confederate in California.
I saw one in Long Beach.
That's crazy.
Between Santa Fe and Alameda.
I've never in my life.
There's one in that neighborhood.
If a black person ever saw a Confederate flag in California, it's going to be a problem.
How do you feel about the people having the Trump flag outside their house now?
Man, that's nigga. Where I'm at, I see them all day.
All day. That shit is that. I just thought it's noticing them. Really,
you should get.
I don't really care.
They on trucks, nigga. They on everything.
Yeah,
waving them on the freeway.
Shout out to Influence 1414. He trolling us. At least we can wear red and blue.
Oh, come on, he trolling now. All right, so
Or can you? Because
Or
crimson and
can
red and that auburn, navy blue and orange.
I don't know.
auburn,
You
the
wear that
crimson,
blue
the
messing with
cream
the
over there,
tide, you might have a problem with the tide.
come through with that navy blue and Tuscaloosa.
Roll
I'd be
Tide.
scared to death.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. No Ceilings Live at lunch hour every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12 noon. We cooking. We going overboard. Just get back to your desk, put your earphones on. We go cook a little bit more, serve up some of this stuff right here. Click that thumbs up button. Let everybody know you here. Hop in the description. Click the link. No Ceilings Podcast. That's why we do this thing. No Ceilings Podcast. Go subscribe. Apple Podcasts, iHeart Podcasts, or anywhere you get your podcast from. No Ceilings Podcast, executive produced by Charlemagne the God, the Black Effect Network, and iHeart. We up in this thing cooking. Shout out to Tyson Garcia. I don't care if someone has a Confederate flag on their property. It don't bother me. It bothers me, so I ain't gonna even lie to you. I ain't gonna lie. It bothers me.
is it a sign of racism?
Nigga squeeze the shit out of that self.
Yes. Only reason it's a sign of racism, bro, is because it represented people who wanted to keep somebody else a slave.
So like when rappers like didn't somebody wear one of those shits before, like a shirt or a
Kanye.
jacket? Kanye, right? So like
people was mad.
People was mad, right? Yeah.
I don't think it's the same as like MJG and Lil Jon having one on fire on the back of their album.
Yeah, right. Well,
yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Black people in LA, when we see Confederate flags, to us. Now, to the brothers in the South, I think they may be more educated.
When I moved to Texas and I was around, because they used to have some of those at the what do you call it, tailgating before some of the home games, because there was a lot of people from the South who went to SMU, and I was hanging out with some guys from the track team. I was like, man, this guy just doesn't bother you. They were like, nah. And then when I was around like the white people who had that shit, because there was a couple fraternities that were into that shit, it was like a complete disassociation of information. Like those people were like, it was a regional pride thing, the people waving the flags. And I understand how the people seeing the flags could perceive it as, well, the region is blank. Like I get both sides of it. It wasn't like an FU, here comes this flag,
I mean, do you think that means that they have to be racist, Pete? Not, and from your perspective, like, could there be any other way to see it?
I would say so. I'd have to know the individual.
Sure.
I mean, it's even like even places like
say that person is racist because they have the flag, as much as the flag could represent some level of racism.
I'll say this much: if you are not in the South, probably yes. But like all the like,
if you got that shit in Queens, your ass is racist.
That's a fact.
But like the old Leonard Skinner Freebird movie with just the concert that was live. Bunch of fucking hippies smoking weed in Florida, waving their Confederate flags, listening to rock and roll. I don't necessarily think hippies weren't a particularly racist outfit. You know what I mean?
Man, out here, a flag period, just niggas will start judging your house. Like, man, I still got a flag period.
If you're in California waving a Confederate flag,
you racist.
That's yeah.
Shout out to Tyson Garcia. Folks didn't care about the Confederate flag 20 years ago. Ludacris had a Confederate jacket on. Rappers wore it proudly in the.
That's what I thought.
I never saw it, but listen.
Once again, he just said they're a little more educated.
Yeah,
and that was a little bit of a regionality thing. That was like,
because
representing the South.
The flag, in theory, is the flag of the South.
It is the South.
Weirdly, it shouldn't be the flag of the Black South. But again, they could be educated more than me on it. You know what I mean? I don't quite know all the nuances, but if I remember my education, it could be limited because it came through the Los Angeles school system, and it was, advanced placement, but it came through the Los Angeles school district. That was the flag that the South united, the colonies in the South united to say, hey, we're going to keep our way of life going, and so forth and so on. And the North premise became like, as they tried to pull out to make their own country, if I got it right, Pete, right? They tried to pull out to make their own country because they didn't like where the North was going, right? With their ideas, the president.
I always try to pull out to make sure that the integrity of my country remains intact.
So if I remember correctly, one of the main principles, and I look, I'm not giving Abraham Lincoln a pass. Abraham Lincoln said if he could make this thing work without ending slavery, then he wouldn't get nobody way. So I'm not making him the hero of the story, right? But what I am saying is one of the main things they were fighting about is the desire for the North to end slavery and kind of move advancement on to some degree.
And that in itself isn't like kind of an interesting like layer to the Civil War. To like, at least to me, from like some of the more like expansive like historian writings or stuff I listen to from like really like thorough, people who do that shit for their whole life. Is it's such a weird entangled conflict. And I think by and large, not to a man, obviously, I think that the North was fighting more to end slavery than the South was fighting to keep it. I think the South was fighting because they were sick of the North having so much say over funding, over railroad funding, and they were starting to do things leading up to the war to like get them to stop doing it. And it became almost like a battle of wills for the South as they were fighting really just the North and the government structure of their representation ratio being lower. And the North was like, this is a humanitarian cause. Like they almost weren't fighting exactly for the same thing.
No. And to that point, yeah. Again,
because anybody getting shot didn't own a slave. It was poor people. Yeah, because the North kind of invaded into the South more than the South invaded into the North.
Sure.
None of these people fucking who were picking up muskets and getting smoked owned a slave. They were dirt poor people.
Yeah. Because if you own slave, you wasn't going to that war.
Hell no.
So again, like I know the Civil War wasn't over slavery. The Civil War is over the South trying to pull out of the Union.
Yeah. And what was interesting is like there's writings of like people who kept journals, you know what I mean? Like veterans and infantrymen from like the Midwest, from your Wisconsins and Minnesotas and stuff, like these Scandinavian immigrants. And they're, saying like at the time they were trying to galvanize people to enlist, to say you have to go fight to free, the slaves in the other half of the country. And so there were people enlisting based on that premise.
Sure. There was a movement. There was a movement of people that wanted that to happen in America, that people shouldn't have slavery. But I agree, it wasn't a huge movement.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it was the regionality aspect of it. So, like, if you're up in Pennsylvania where they don't have slaves and you don't own a slave and you think those people shouldn't do it anymore, but they're further away than you're going to travel on your fucking horse, your passion index score is probably pretty low on the matter because it's out of sight, out of mind. The fuck do you really, really, really care at the end of the day?
Shout out to Influence 1414. He at the lunch table throwing stuff. Wrong. Slave owners fought and sent their slaves to fight. That's probably not true to some real degree.
It's true. I don't think that it's true at the scope of the totality of the enlistment.
Yeah, I do think there were some slave owners
that happened, but like,
but most slave owners wasn't fighting. Most people with money wasn't fighting. Most people with money never fight in wars.
Or they fight, like from the back. You know what I mean? Like they're in the back pointing the poor people what direction to go.
I don't know. But I know no goddamn, you ain't supposed to be putting no salt and pepper on no fucking grits no more. You got to fucking grow up. We not poor. Sugar ain't that expensive to where you should not be eating your cereal sweetened.
Because the price of sugar came down does not mean it belongs on grits.
Of course it does. Shout out to Squishy Crutchfield. Not all slave owners were rich though, so there's some truth to what he said.
Like by proportion though, like the overwhelming, like ultra majority of slaves were owned by a very small concentration of wealthy people. It wasn't it wasn't everybody that vast distribution of that. They were pretty expensive.
Slaves were top down. That's what I said. I don't know if what was a slave like 700 back then in the 1600s.
No. I mean, obviously, it's like anything in
How much
war.
could you
though.
buy a nigga for back then? Let me look real quick.
Yeah.
But like it's like
niggas,
that's crazy.
It's like in war though, you know.
Shit, niggas will sell you out right now for 700. You see it on the internet all the time.
You know, the more you're able to like
sell a nigga out real quick for 700.
Niggas will sell you out for an interview on a platform.
But like you see, like in war, you know, it starts off lower cost, and then as the threat gets greater, what you're willing to spend to try to preserve total defeat or prevent total defeat. So you'll see like younger and younger kids getting sent to war, or older and older people, or sometimes women will enter the war, which they don't want to do out of the gate, you know?
So somebody made this chart. The average cost of a slave in 1850 was $400. That's $11,300 in 2009 dollars, which is probably about $13,000 now. Average cost of a slave
price of a car
in 1860 is 800, and cost of a prime field hand slave in 1850 was $1,200 back then. So that's like 35,000.
Prime field hand slave.
I mean, like a strong.
Like you got a skill set.
No. Cost of a skilled slave, like a blacksmith in 1850, was $2,000. That's like having a Benz of slaves. It's like 50,000 in 2009. So you know that's about 70,000.
We building a country with these.
They had to be financing slaves. They had to be financing niggas, bro.
That's a cold.
They had to be financing niggas, bro. There's no way all these poor white people could afford niggas at that price. It's no how. Did they have to make payments?
I don't think that they were. I don't think the ownership was distributed very much.
I don't know.
I don't think the ownership was.
I don't know. Influence. I think y'all might be tripping at that price. That's like saying everybody right now got Teslas.
I'll put it this way,
and you can finance a Tesla.
To Influence's point, out of the gate, when you're not at risk of being full-blown overrun, you're going to retain your assets, but you're going to start bleeding expensive assets to retain being completely overrun. So while that probably wasn't happening in 61, by 64, yeah, different story, because the threat level is way higher. So what you're willing to spend to push the threat off is going to rise with the tide.
But I do agree. I think that's the understated thing, how few slave owners it was versus the mass of them. You know what I mean? At that price, bro, everybody couldn't have a slave.
I'll bet, because you bear in mind what was in a house at that time, like just a regular shack house for like just a poor sustenance farmer. You didn't have electricity, you didn't have plumbing, all that stuff. You probably could buy a house for that price.
Yeah, shout out to Tyson Garcia. They circulated slaves to different plantations, like lending a slave off or whatever. That just wasn't happening either. There's more to that story. Because ain't nobody lending $60,000 out just for whatever reason. It's more to that story. They had to be cut in on some of the whatever that person had if they was growing cotton. Because you got to realize to maintain a field of cotton probably is not a simple thing. That's not simple.
And it's competitive. Like you don't want your competitor farmer, like if they're at risk of like going under, you want them to go under. You could buy them out for cheap and double your wealth.
Yeah, that's like, Walmart. What's that thing they got? Great. What's their product called? Great. They brand?
Great Value.
Great Value and Target.
Target is up and up.
Target has a line called Up and Up.
Yeah, it's called Up or some shit like that. That's their brand.
Nah, even listen, one thing influenced white people are is stingy. It is if you aren't doing the work. It's still not easy if you're not doing the work. I don't know
what he means. Like, what is it?
To maintain cotton fields is easy if you're not doing the work. Maintaining people influence is hard. That's not easy.
And there's a cost associated with like
taking care of a human.
Yeah, and utilizing your human capital efficiently relative to the next guy. Because like if you spend all your like, I don't know how to run this shit, so I'm going to spend $100,000 on people, and then you run it like shit. The next guy can do the thing with $10,000. You're going to get bought out, and you're not going to exist anymore. Like it's still business.
Favorite day and up and up. Favorite and Man, y'all got to try the vanilla bean ice cream from Target. Their brand favorite day. It's amazing. And the other brand they have is Good and Gather.
Damn, man. Shout out to Target, man, getting all that money.
Target.
Yeah, nah. Yeah. I mean, minus the thought of history, because it's not as simple as history, right? Because history can be misleading. There is a level of history, but you know what I mean? It can be misleading. And at that price, like again, like right now in America, it would be hard for people to have some of these things. Like, I mean, maybe they did have financial plans on slaves. You know what I'm saying? But I don't quite know how that would, they would repo them maybe. I don't quite know. You know what I mean? I don't have the answer. Like, I don't know. But I don't think slaves.
I don't think they were financing.
Yeah, that's just
from what I understand. Like the wealthy South had consolidated so much wealth. It was sort of like not really paralleled until like some industrial revolution tycoons or modern tech, where like because again, like still you don't have a great marketplace for all the poor people. They're making shit to eat or to sustain their own lives. So to have the amount of surplus, to have acres and acres and acres for textile, there weren't that many people. They were just gobbling up capital, and they just had money to burn on all ends. That was why, like in the beginning of the Civil War, the Confederate Army had better funding because they just had money to burn.
Shout out to Tyson Garcia. Remember, majority of slave owners own 1 to 9 slaves. About 1% own, maybe 100, if that. That's what Peter's saying. Shout out to AG. Was there ever white slaves? Yes, there were for a brief time. Irish slaves for sure. I remember hearing about that and reading that. The Civil War was fought to break the South economically.
That was how it was fought.
That's
I
how
feel
it
like
was
more
fought.
than
Yeah,
why it was
that
fought.
How it was fought. It wasn't why, it was how. Right? They fought the South, right? Because the South tried to get away from the Union. It was like, no, y'all not getting down. Y'all got to stay with us. Y'all staying down.
And like to his point, like there was a window of time where like the federal government was not funding infrastructure distribution into the South.
Yeah.
So like
So
railroad stuff.
I know they forced England to stop buying cotton from the South, the Union.
Mm.
And that's why they freed the slaves in general, was to cut off what they felt their strongest economy was, right? Which was selling cotton and slave work. That's part of why that was the strategy to winning the war. But I don't think they fought the war to break the South economically. I think
they didn't start it. So
yeah. The South was trying to secede from the Union to protect their wealth. No, they weren't. Oh, I mean, well, yeah,
sure, that's fair.
Yeah, but you kind of, we saying the same thing in a circle, where it's like, yes, because they wanted their way of life. They felt it was more money. Like, we don't think the Civil War was about freeing slaves, right? We know that. We understand it was about making sure the South didn't cede from the Union, forcing them to be a part of the Union. You're not getting out of this thing we got going on. We need to get out of this thing we got going on. Shout out to Michael Love coming through with the $5. My man. Majority of slaves were the skilled labor. Labor cost is on the highest bills if business. That's a great point. Slaves just really expensive. Shout out to Influence again. You need to read your history. I don't know quite if that's really the history. I think you're given a perception of it.
He's probably talking to me.
No, he's talking to both of us. But I think because he feels like the war was fought to break the South. That's loose. I think that was a strategy in winning a war. And he said the South was trying to cede from the Union, right, to protect their wealth. But I don't know if it was quite a tax problem. I mean, it'd probably be a lot of different looks into it. We're gonna have to look into it. We'll have this conversation in the future.
Like anything else, you're dealing with large numbers of people, large numbers of factions, large numbers of input factors,
Right.
That's usually how life is.
Piece of shit, mafia. Like no one's wrong in that sense.
Long story short, be it expensive or cheap relative to modern day cost with regards to sugar, it still is
Put some
not
damn
belong on grits.
sugar on
It
your
doesn't
damn
taste any
grits.
goddamn good.
Sugar on
It
grits,
tastes
man.
worse
You
with
can
that.
afford sugar at this
Sugar and butter on grits.
In a blind taste test, it tastes worse that way. That's all that matters.
It tastes better that way because grits
No.
don't have a flavor.
They don't need it.
Corn's full
Butter,
of sugar.
Why the
cheese,
hell else would
butter,
you eat it?
cheese, salt, and pepper. That's it.
Why
They
else
don't
would
need
you eat?
nothing.
Why are you eating? Why
cheap
are you
filler.
eating something that has no? It's like jicama.
Cheap filler.
It's a hearty
again.
breakfast
Say that
meal.
word. Say that again, Pete.
Cheap filler.
So then, why the hell would you put salt and pepper on a filler?
And cheese.
Because it has no flavor. Because that's the point of it.
So then, why the hell are
make
you
it palatable.
seasoning with salt and pepper? Everything else you use salt and pepper on, you feel me, usually has a flavor, and you're enhancing the flavor. So you just like salt and pepper.
Yeah. Just like salt and pepper and cheese.
And because
With a little bit
corn
of
is
filler.
already packed with a sugar profile.
It is that corn and hominy is not packed with enough sugar profile.
Sure it is.
Have you ever had farina?
No.
Go get you some farina, and then you're gonna understand the difference between grits and farina. I guess I had to pick. It's like a Hispanic thing. So, you know what I'm saying? And once you taste farina, then you understand, like, oh, all right, so grits is not supposed to have sugar on it. Farina is supposed to have the sugar on it. Oatmeal is
Grits is
supposed to have sugar on it.
It's a cereal, and you're eating it for breakfast. Now, if you eating grits at dinner, you just you come from that country slavery background.
Even if you were to go, you know how you can buy the instant grits in the pack? And they have different flavors in them. None of those include sugar.
That's a fact.
Who the fuck buys instant grits?
I'm just saying they exist.
I bought it before.
Yeah, I had it.
Come in an oatmeal box. Come in an
Yeah,
oatmeal box.
exactly. And they have the little
they trash though. They trash.
They're trash, but in a college dorm when you have no access to anything but a
This is
microwave.
how we gonna end this stream, because y'all are talking about making instant grits, so y'all getting delusional.
Salt and pepper on instant grits.
Exactly. No Sitters Live, the lunch hour. Back here on Monday at noon. Click the thumbs up button before you get on.
Hit them
Go
likes
on in the description. Subscribe to the No Ceilings podcast,
man.
on Apple Podcasts or iHeart Podcasts or anywhere you get your podcast. No Ceilings Podcast, executive produced by Charlemagne the God, the Black Effect Network, and iHeart. Remember, people, always put butter and sugar on your grits. Do not season your grits. Do not season your
cheese, salt, pepper.
Salt and pepper and cheese.